Aloha, everyone. It's Lady, your friendly neighborhood Hesher, and welcome to the Hesh Files, a place where I interview musicians about all of the strange and unusual things that they see out on the road. So strap on your best high tops, ease the seat back, and get ready to be a metaphorical fly on the wall because we're going Heshin'. Aloha, everyone. It's Slavey, and welcome back to the Hesh Files, a place for us to get weird and seek out some strange. Today's guest is quite possibly the single greatest drummer I've ever met, Mr. Sonny Tremblay, from fucking everywhere and everyone. Sonny, give us an aloha and tell us a little bit about yourself, man.
What's up? Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Sonny Tremblay. I started touring when I was, like 16, 17. I left high school. I'm a high school dropout. And yeah, that's all I've been doing. So yeah, man, I started in metal.
Okay.
Yeah, with fucking... And yeah, found my way to other bands and other bands and other bands. And then we met in 2012.
Yeah, 2012.
Yeah,
And in 2000,
January.
yeah, you were playing with Burn Halo at that
Yeah,
point.
yes, exactly.
So it's just after midnight there in Thailand, and you've got this new apartment and new life out there. So, I mean, what brought you out to Thailand in the first place?
To be honest, I have no clue. I always throw myself, I just jump and I go to random places and I'm like, fuck it, I'll figure it out. And yeah, it's always the best way to discover new people, make new friends.
Yeah.
And like you go there or Sacramento or anywhere, Dubai. Like I went to Afghanistan 3 times
Wow.
during the war. And yeah, but like yeah, each time you do something out of your comfort zone, you find new. I'm gonna explain myself. You gotta seek discomfort.
Yeah, I mean, I think seeking discomfort is always good. I mean, that way, you can get out of your comfort zone and really kind of live life and see what's out there and really experience things.
Yeah, and every time you do something like that, there's always something incredible that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, let's just circle back. So, I mean, when we actually met, back 13 million years ago or whatever it was, yeah, you were playing with Burn Halo. That was kind of a band I really liked at the time, with James coming from 18 Visions and stuff like that. I mean, how did you end up with Burn Halo, and what ended up happening with that whole thing?
All right. Well, yet again, I jumped on a bus, a Greyhound bus from Ottawa, Canada. It cost me $150. It was 3 days, 3 nights, and that like I couldn't afford a flight, so I
Mhm.
figured, fuck it, I'll take the bus, and I'll have 3 days to listen to the tracks, make my charts, memorized everything, and when I show up in Sacramento, then I can nail the shit out of it, and that's what I
Damn.
did. But like again, like I just we're like, oh yeah, we'd like to try you out, and so fuck it, let's go, let's leave Quebec and fuck the apartment and just go. And who knows? Maybe I'll get there and it's gonna be a total disaster, or maybe I'll get the gig.
Well, I mean, long story short, we know you got the gig. I'm just picturing you on a bus from Ottawa all the way to Sacramento, just with headphones on, making these charts and just air drumming the whole way across the
Yeah.
country. I mean, that's kind of a fun little thought. I
Okay.
mean,
I'll add a little spicy story through to it.
okay.
So like I don't do drugs, but
Hmm.
mushrooms are something else. And
Yes.
and natural and all that. So I'm on the bus and there's these French backpackers and I see them, they go outside, they smoke weed and I'm like, yeah, whatever. I don't care. I'm like laser focus on my mission of learning the tracks.
Yeah.
But at some point I'm like start to talking to them because they're French and I'm French.
Hmm.
So and they're like, "Oh, do you smoke weed?" No, sorry. Like mushrooms are in there. They're like, "Oh yeah, like these?" Like, "Oh shit. Here we go." And I'm like in the middle of like Saskatchewan in Canada. It's just so I'm like, "Ah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that." So we go back in the bus and they're sitting beside me and they just end them to me and I'm like, "Ah, shit." So
You kind of got to do them at that point.
yeah, so I took like a picture of them in my hand and sent it to a bunch of friends. And all of them were like, dude, don't do it. There's cops everywhere at all the stations and this and that. But one of them said, dude, do it. It's going to be the best time of your life. And at the moment, I just, oh, fuck it. Let's go.
Go for it.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just plains. Like there's nothing. Like it's just fields, straight fields for
Yeah.
hours and hours. But it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Damn.
Like, oh look, there's one tree in that field.
Yeah.
You get the point.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, because with shrooms, like I've always told people that like if you take just the right amount, it makes you feel like a little kid again, in the sense that like colors are brighter, sounds are crisper, everything is just more exciting and like kind of like that childlike way. And man, that sounds awesome. Just shrooming out and just looking out the window at everything that goes by. That's great.
But the one thing is like after it hit me, I really needed to take a piss.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to walk down the aisle because I was like, oh, everybody's gonna know. Everybody's gonna know and rat me out.
Damn.
And I'm like, ah, shit. So for like 4 hours, I hold my piss. Anyways, so that
Wow.
was a trip to meet and join Burn Halo in Sacramento, California.
That's a fun trip. That's definitely a fun time. Okay, so before Burn Halo, I mean, I know you were obviously doing a lot of touring before then, as well as you said, from 16 years old to now still. Recently, though, you had sent me some photos that I'm definitely going to post some of these from, I think it was 2012 or so when you were touring with Blessed by a Broken Heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had said in one of those.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Okay. You want the fun stuff?
Oh yeah,
That tour was
you had said it was the shittiest farewell tour in history, but at the same time, the best tour, and everything that could go bad did. I mean, we got to talk about that. So it was Blessed by a Broken Heart, 2012-ish. Where in the world were you guys even touring at this point? Let's start there.
all right. So Bless hit me up because their drummer backed out for the farewell tour, and I've known the guys for a while, like
Okay,
Tyler Hoare is from Montreal and all that, and we hang out here and there.
nice.
But he hit me up, he's like, Sonny, you gotta like come play with us. We're doing our farewell tour, blah 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 blah. And I just came back like 2 weeks before that from the Bernalo tour and 6 months of touring, and I'm finally back home and I want to hang out with my friends and all of this.
Yeah, of course.
So I'm like, sorry, dude, like I love you guys, but I'm not gonna do that. But there's this drummer, I'll send it your way. He looks good, long hair, he'll do the job.
Perfect.
But sadly, he couldn't do the job
Okay.
like after the tour started. So they called me up. They're like, "Dude, like it's your fault. You're flying in tomorrow, and you're playing New York." I'm like,
Damn.
"Dude, okay, yeah, it's my fault, but like you got to learn a headliner set in like 24 hours, which is like, it's not just like
Yikes.
AC/DC stuff.
Right, right.
You have like Shred Sean on guitar, which is like a master. I think he's a teacher at like LA Musical Institute and shit. Like
Damn. They're
good
good.
players.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're rippers.
yeah. Sam Ryder just played the singer just played for the Queen in England. Like, anyways,
Damn.
yeah. Anyways, he's like with Alicia Keys and all that. But who cares? Whatever. So I'm like, oh shit. Okay. So I gotta learn the fucking set. So I had like 24 hours. So I didn't sleep. Took the plane and just went there. They had a bus. Like the Blessed owned a bus. Like they had their own bus.
Hell yeah.
But they blew up the motor
I
before I
mean,
got there.
damn. How did
Well,
they blow the motor? I mean, just
dude,
regular driving, or I mean, what happened there?
Dude, I don't know. I didn't ask. I didn't bother. Like, I was just like, I thought you guys had a bus. And they're like, yeah, we blew the motor like 2 days ago, and it's in like this garage somewhere near New York. I'm like, okay. So how are we gonna travel? Like, oh well, a fan is letting us use their Dutch Durango.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a downgrade from a bus.
Yeah, so we're 7 guys in a Dutch Durango with a U-Haul trailer
Jeez.
and about to go on a farewell tour across America. So yeah, right there, you're like, okay, I could have just like stayed home and hang out and see my friend, my families, but here we are now in New York.
Yeah, and now
So
you're with six other dudes in a Durango.
yeah, traveling across the greatest country on the planet. So yeah, but like so much shit just kept happening and happening. So quick story.
Let's hear it.
We're in like in the I think it was like around Atlanta or something.
Okay.
And there was a metal fest, but it's on a Christian campus.
That's
And
weird.
it's like smoke free, no alcohol.
That
So
this already sounds terrible. It's at a it's
I
at a
know like
Christian place, no smoking, no alcohol.
yeah, like anyways, but since we're in a Dodge Durango, we need a place to stay and budget is like pretty tight. So
Yeah.
we're like after the show prior to that festival, we're like, fuck it, let's just drive down there. Like there'll be people with tents like everywhere. We'll find
Yeah.
a party. We'll just like find girls or whatever and have a place to stay, like sleep.
Yeah.
We go there, no one. Like
Oh.
we see the stages and like security guards like watching the stages,
Hmm.
and we're like, okay, we're screwed. So some writer decides to like, oh, I'll be right back. Like he always found a solution. He's British.
Okay.
He always found a solution. He always ran like after cops. Like he saw a tractor in a field one day and he had to try it. Like he couldn't let himself like not try the fucking tractor. So he jumped over the fence, went into the farmland, and started driving the tractor. Of course, the
Damn.
police showed up,
Of course.
and because the farmer called, hey, dude, there's a guy driving my tractor in my field. So the cop shows up and he's like, oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate. I'm from England and I have a tractor just like it. I had to drive it. I'm so sorry. And the cops are like, okay, just go away. Like each time he was so charismatic that the cops would just, and he'd run after cops, like teasing them and just like, I'm like, dude, just stop it. Like you're an idiot. But he always got away. So anyways, we're at that
Wild.
festival, that campus, and Sam goes off and we just hear, okay, guys, I got room. So we're like, okay, where the fuck is he, first of all? And then we follow the noise and he got us into the campus, like in the dorm rooms.
Okay.
So he figured out that there's rooms that there's people, but there's room that there's no one. So we can stay
Nice.
there. So
Yeah.
then we have bed, shower, like there was a little like lounge area with microwave and all that. And we're like, well, fuck. We have our
Sounds
green
perfect.
room. Yeah, we have our green room, take our shower. Everything is perfect. So we stay overnight there. The next day we play at the festival. Things go well, whatever.
Hmm.
And we're like, well, why drive to the next city? We all have our rooms and we can just hang out here.
Yeah.
Some of the guys go and go to Walmart, grab some vodka or whatever. It's like 2 a.m. in the morning. And I'm sitting on the curb having a cigarette, drinking a beer, and a cop shows up.
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, shit. I'm doing the two things that they don't allow on this campus,
Yeah.
smoking. So I'm just sitting there and he's like, hey, do you know the band Blessed by a Broken Heart? Like, yeah, is there a problem? Like, well, apparently one of the guys stole Batman.
What?
Like, what do you mean stole Batman? I'm like, I know those guys. They're nice guys. I can bring you to them. Like, I have nothing to do with that. That's for
Yeah.
sure. But like, Batman was like, yeah. So I'm like, all right. Well, they're and while I'm like telling him where they are, this huge like Dodge Ram shows up, like, and it's the festival promoter, and he's just pissed.
Oh.
He sees me fucking having a cigarette. So he's like, this is a smoke free campus. And he's losing his mind. Like, he's fucking pissed because of a Batman that I have no clue what he's talking about. So I'm like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Put the cigarette down. While I put the cigarette down, like when I saw the cop, I put beer like behind my leg. But
Yeah.
of course, when I went to put the cigarette down, I hit the fucking beer. So then
Oh.
he hears the fucking beer bottle. So he's now out of his mind that I'm drinking, smoking on this Christian campus. And the cop is looking at me and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm in so much shit because, you know, you're Canadian. I'm like an illegal Mexican, basically, at this point.
Yeah.
So just like, shit, here we go. So the cop's like, all right, where are they? Like, just walk down that aisle there'll be like the three doors, whatever. I explained to him, not the psycho promoter.
Mhm.
So he goes inside, and of course it was Sam Ryder. He saw like the torso of Batman on a Monster energy drink can, like promotion thing. In his head was he was like, dude, our merch would look fucking badass with Batman.
He's not wrong though.
No, he's not wrong. So he took it and put it in the trailer. Like in his head, it was going to go to the garbage bin. Like after the festival was done, so it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
So the cop shows up to the room. It's like, hey, you guys blessed by a broken heart? Yeah. Is there a problem? Have you guys seen Batman? So Sam is like, yeah, it's in the trailer. I took it. I thought it was going for garbage. It's like, sorry, you need it. It's like, yeah, there's a psycho outside that really wants it. It's like, yeah, man, I'll bring it to you right now. Let's go. The cop went, like, grab all your beers, grab everything that you have in this room, put it in your suitcase. I don't care. Don't leave a trace behind you.
Oh.
And I'll bring you somewhere where you can stay. So I'm sitting still on the curb. Now my beer is like 30 feet away because the psycho put it away because he wanted to have proof of blah, blah, blah. So I'm just like, okay. And then I see them walking out with the suitcases. Like, okay, you guys can't stay here. You got the Batman back. Just follow me to the Walmart parking lot. So we follow the cop car to the Walmart, but we're in a Dodge Durango. We're 7. Like, we can't sleep
Yeah.
in there. Like, no way. So
Yeah,
we
there's
open
no
the
way.
So it's like now at this point, it's like 4 a.m. So we hang out in the parking lot and we're like, fuck this. And we just start drinking and be miserable.
Yeah, as you do.
Yeah, and we just like took all like the leftover pizzas from catering and all that from the festival and just and we're like throwing pizzas to the Dutch Durango and all that. Sam Ryder again, him and his buddy just walked in Walmart at like 4. Quick story in between. They showed up at like 9 a.m. and we're like, what have you guys been doing in Walmart for like 5 hours?
Yeah.
Oh, we slept in the dog beds. Like no fucks given. Like
They slept in the beds in Walmart.
yeah, and put the dog beds on top of them so no one would see them, and they just laid there and slept for 5 hours.
I mean, honestly, that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, no,
I
they're really
mean,
smart, but you need balls. Like, what if like an old lady's like, oh, let's buy a dog bed, and there's a fucking dude all tied it up on like, no, they're smart. Anyways, so while that's happening, we're all drinking outside in the parking lot. At some point, we're like, dude, is that a ghost cop like rolling super slow towards us? And we have like
oh,
our vodka bottles and whatever. So we're
yeah.
like, oh, fuck, oh, fuck, fuck, fuck. So we're hiding our alcohol and this and that. So the cop car shows up, super slow, rolls down his window. Hey, have you seen Batman? Then, like, just keeps driving away. Like, of course, that was like the entire night. All the cops were like, "Yeah, I found Batman, looking for
Yeah.
Batman." You know?
Oh yeah, that was definitely they had so much fun on the APB with that, just like, hey, we're looking for Batman. Like, has anybody seen Batman? We
Mhm.
think he's with a group of guys took him.
Yeah. So that's one story of that tour, but there's like 10,000 shit stories like that just kept happening and happening and happening. So yeah, when I say it was like the worst tour ever, but still the best. It's because during that tour, there was so much funny story that, like, each time we were like, okay, it can't go worse. Let's keep pushing. We'll
Mhm.
get there. We'll finish this. Each time something else would happen, and we're like, oh, fuck this. Like, there's a video I took of Sam Ryder. We went to like a Chinese buffet, and he was like, okay, I have this fortune cookie. Like, whatever it says will tell what we do with this band. Do we keep pushing this tour, or, like,
Yeah, put
yeah, it's,
everything on the mystery of the fortune cookie. It's all
yeah,
riding on the fortune cookie.
yeah, with that, we'll know. So breaks the fortune cookie, no little message in it. Like, no fortune.
Of course not.
No fortune. Like, what are the odds that in the fucking cookie there's not even the
Yeah.
little
I mean,
thing
it's
in
it's
there?
so rare that there's not a little fortune in there that like you guys got the one
Hmm.
at that one moment in time that was just like no fortune for you guys. There is no fortune here.
No. So did all the East Coast, like Midwest a little bit.
Hmm.
And we got to Florida. Florida was incredible. Then was like like 30-hour drive to like I don't know Arizona, and then head the West Coast. And we
Damn.
just went to Nashville, and we had like 2 days off, and had the greatest time of our life. And
Oh yeah,
Sam is,
Nashville's great.
it's my favorite city.
Yeah, Nashville's amazing.
So we're in like we were just out in Nashville, like having the time of our life. Like we jammed, like we walked in wherever, and they're like, "Oh, you guys a band? Get on stage!" Because we get the look, the long hair, the
Yeah.
'80s rock star look.
Well, and in Nashville too. I mean, for anybody that hasn't been to Nashville, if you're walking around downtown Nashville, every other door you pass is a bar with a stage that has somebody playing. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it's
there's
like
always music in Nashville. So of course, yeah, they see some, long-haired, tattooed guys probably in a band.
yeah, there's good chances. Yeah, so now we're in Florida, and Sam and his British bud is like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going back to Nashville. Like, okay, but do you have any money? Like, no, I'm getting off at the next flight. Okay, but how are you heading to Nashville? I'll figure it out. Well, that dude fucking made it back to Nashville
Wow.
and like spent a few months, recorded, did like a bunch of shit, no money from England,
Damn.
and just played for the fucking queen. Like, anyways, like, yeah, each time you throw yourself out of the fucking bus, there's always a miracle that happens.
Yeah. No, I mean that's insane. I mean, playing for the Queen? What the fuckles?
Yeah, the Queen Jubilee. Like, he just played with like Dave Grohl, I think Elton John. Like, he's now like a huge British superstar, like Brian Williams or whatever the name is.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's insane. Well, real quick about that tour. I mean, so it was the farewell tour for Blessed. Who else? Like, what other bands were on that tour with you guys?
Oh yeah, well on that tour, if I remember correctly, there was Write This Down, Children 18-3, which had a lady bass player, if I'm correct,
Cool. Okay.
and Rocky Loves Emily or something. It's
Okay.
a big blur, but yeah, something like that.
Rad.
I remember that Children 18-3. I really enjoyed them. They were really cool.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look them up and check them out.
Yeah.
So since you were 16, 17, you've been touring. So I mean, you've spent a lot of years as a gun for hire on the throne. So what has been your favorite band to tour with?
All right, so I'll like bring you from the beginning to like I'll end up with Burn Halo and whatever after that.
Okay.
So I was like 16, 17. I joined this band called Arson, a local band, incredible musicians, great songwriters. It's spelled Aarsen.
Okay.
Whoever's listening, look them up. They're worth the time. Me, like after like 2, 3 years of being with that band, like we kept just rehearsing the same stuff over and over. And I wanted to tour, like I wanted to like push the limits and let's go. So some of my friends were in a band called Greta Knights,
Okay.
and they were like Nintendo core, like
Nice.
Nintendo like synths kind of stuff, but metalcore.
Okay. Okay.
It was avant-garde, as we would say in French. Like there's a few band that came up after that with that like
Hmm.
same style, and they already made like a small 2 week East Coast Canada tour, and they lost their drummer. So I'm like, dude, I'm doing this because fuck it, like I want to tour,
Yeah.
and you guys already did. I got to do the next one. So I got in the band, and I booked 2 weeks in like Quebec and Ontario on the East
Okay.
Coast, like Toronto and all that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bought a trailer. They had the van, but not the trailer. And
Hmm.
I'm like, dude, let's have a little bit of luxury at least and have the trailer. And so we can all sit and not be stuck with drums on top of each other.
Yeah. Because that sucks.
So we did that. And one night we opened up for Blind Witness, which is I think, one of Quebec, Canada's greatest metal band.
Yeah. I remember them.
But yeah, it was like, like super fast, like metal stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we opened up for them, and 2 weeks later, they messaged me and they're like, "Hey, Sonny, we need a drummer." And I'm like, "Dude, you guys have been touring the U.S. You guys have been going everywhere.
Yeah.
Got cool merch. the big van, the big trailer. You guys are professional. You know, it was like seeing Azalea dying or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, you're like, holy shit, that's the real deal. So they call me up, and I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay, sorry guys, I'm joining Blind Witness, and
Hell
they
yeah.
were okay with that. So joined Blind Witness. We toured the States a few times. After that, there was another influential band from that era of like 2007,
Mhm.
2008, electronic technical metal. I won't say the name, but we got in touch because they needed a drummer.
Okay.
So one night, the guys from that band showed up to a show like down South America, like I don't know, Texas or something. I think it was Texas they were from.
Okay. Okay.
So like then the guys from Blind Witness are like, dude, what the fuck are these guys doing here? I'm like, oh, I don't know. Like, why they went and talked to you? Like, you must know them. Like, I'm like, I don't know. Whatever. And I played like the best set I ever played with them. Like, just so like focused and
Nice.
tight, you know. And
Yeah,
the
yeah.
guys like, then the guys knew something was up. And at the same time, like the thing with metal bands is you don't know what income you'll have. You know, you
Hmm.
do it because you love it. You
Right,
don't do it
right.
for the money.
Makes sense.
But you know, at some point, you're like, dude, like I can't always stay on the couch in the buddy's basement.
Right.
But anyways, so I was always chasing bigger bands and this and that because so like I think you can make it. There's so many bands out there, so many like incredible drummers,
Hmm.
incredible guitar players. Like you have to like just fight and keep pushing and make your way up. So anyways, that band that didn't work because I knew another drummer auditioning for them, and I'm like, dude, go with that guy. Like it's obvious. It's an obvious choice. He's like the best metal drummer I know on the planet. Like Mike Mangini from Dream Theater kind of thing. Like I'm like, okay, go with that guy. Like this guy from Quebec, Canada, like shut up. Like he's American, no need for a visa. Like just go. So
Yeah.
but My Children, My Bride showed up, which is a
Damn.
Christian metal band from Alabama.
Yeah, I remember them.
So I got in touch with them and they needed a drummer. And so here we go.
Nice.
I get the gig, but the thing is I went to play to Afghanistan. That's a little segue that I'm adding. I went to
Okay.
play for the troops in 2009 in Afghanistan, and my passport is stamped in Afghanistan, Kandahar, on September 11th.
What? September 11th, 2009. Dude, that's
9, yeah.
wild. What was that like? I mean, how did you end up there?
I was in a music store, met this guitar player who's pretty famous in Canada, and we both were both the same age, from the same town, same height, long hair, cowboy boots, and you know, just two little midget rock stars
Yeah.
walking around. You know, I'm at that music store and I see him. I'm like, holy shit, Ricky! Like, nice to meet you. And he was on the cover of a guitar magazine, but on the other side of that magazine was like the drum magazine part.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Split magazine.
Okay.
He wasn't on the cover of the guitar part, and I was in the drum part. But we're both from the same town and never
Yeah.
met each other. And I'm just in that store, and I'm like, dude, we should hang out. Like, let's jam. I know who you are. You know who I am. Like, let's just do it. So not too long after that, I was like, hey, I have a gig. You want to do it? My drummer doesn't want to do it. Like, yeah, sure, man. Let's send me the set list. Where is it? He's like, oh, in Afghanistan. I'm like, all right, let's go. Like, fuck it.
Wow.
So yeah, so I go to Afghanistan, play with them. I spent 2 weeks there, going to they call them FOBs, which is like small camps in the middle of the mountains, like lookouts and shit. That there's like 20 soldiers living there for like
Rad.
6. Yeah, it was fucking awesome, and met great people and all that.
That's super cool.
I fly back and it's stamped September 11th on my passport, but I'm joining My Children, My Bride from Alabama, and they booked me a one-way ticket that as a pit stop in Washington, D.C.
Wild.
So I showed up at like 4 in the morning at the airport with my long hair and my like tan. They're like, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to Alabama to visit some friends, blah, blah, blah. Then she looks up my passport and she's like, what the fuck were you doing in Afghanistan 2 days ago? I'm like, support the troop campaign, you know. So she brings me in the office. At
Oh
some point,
no.
like their supervisor's like, no, he's clean, just let him go. But because of that, I missed the flight, so I had to go through the customs again, even though it's stamped.
Jesus.
So
Yeah.
I'm back in line, and that lady is just like getting everybody like, just go, 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 because she wants. So yeah, what was your story again? And I'm like, dude, I'm stamped. Like, just no, no, no. And she's argumenting with her boss, and I'm like, ah. Fuck. I got through. I landed like 2 hours later, and it was a good thing because the guys were still not awake.
Perfect.
Yeah. So landed, met the guys, and I love the guys. But I have values, but I swear a lot. I drink beer.
Mhm.
And I like girls. And there's straight edge, Christian. So yeah, it wasn't like the best mix,
Yeah, I could see that.
but I was respectful throughout the tour, and there was August Burns Red, Impending Doom, the AKSS Strain.
Damn.
Like it was a wicked tour.
Yeah, that's a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, it was like 3,000 people a night.
Damn.
Was when Constellation came out. It was a
Okay.
Constellation tour. That's
Damn.
2009, I think.
That must have been a wild tour too.
So yeah, no, in 2009 was the Constellation tour with A Kiss the Strain, Impending Doom, and My Children, My Bride.
That's a hell of a lineup.
Yeah, like everybody was so nice and everything. The shows were incredible,
Yeah,
but
believe
yeah,
it.
just a different mentality of the French Canadian drunk. No, I'm not drunk. Like when I play, I'm serious. To compare to straight edge people,
Right,
uh,
right. Yeah, and if you're on tour, I mean, that doesn't always work out very well in the long term. If, one guy likes to do it one way, the other guys like to do it a totally different opposite way.
yeah, like to be honest, like that was probably like the hardest, like like as a session guy, like you throw yourself into like a brand new van with 7 new people or bus or whatever that you've never met, and they all have individual like characters.
Yeah,
Someone is stronger than the other one, and this one, like if you talk to him a certain way, he won't like it or whatever. So you have to like shut up, analyze people,
hmm,
and like slowly like make your way in.
yeah, kind of like wading into the water, kind of just making sure there's nothing crazy, and you just gotta work your way in there.
Yeah, so you just like, okay, I am starting to get the vibe, and okay, I'll try to push a little bit, like my personality a little bit. But when it's like people that don't drink, can't swear, and I swear all the time, and yeah, I don't mind a beer or two after the show. Like
Sure.
that is like, dude, don't drink there. People can see you. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like I'm in an alleyway, like there's no one even like walking by, like
Yeah, no one's looking here. Like,
or I'd be talking to a girl and it's like, Sonny, we know what you want to do. This is not acceptable. We're leaving in 5 minutes, and then I'm like, okay. So then I'd like, okay, bye, and then walk into my bunk, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, dude, I thought we were leaving. No, we just knew what you wanted to do, and
that's cold.
yeah, I'm like, come on, guys. So yeah, that didn't last long, but it brought other friendships, and of course, like more. Sorry, I'm looking for the word. More experience, more life experience.
Yeah, no, I get it. I mean, it sounds like that's pretty much been your whole MO with life and touring is just jumping from one project to the next just to get that life experience as much of it as you possibly can. I mean, clearly it's taking you all around the world. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's like right now I'm in Thailand. I flew in on a one-way ticket. I have no clue what I'm doing here, but I'll
Yeah.
figure it out at some point.
Yeah, no, I mean that's great. I mean, just going with it. Well, I mean, speaking of, what's up next on your musical horizon? I mean, do you have any goals for 2025? What's next?
To be honest, I'm gonna see where the winds bring me.
Hell yeah.
It might get a phone call and you need a drummer in Dubai or maybe in North Korea. Like who knows? And I'll just be
Hmm.
like, "Yep, let's go. Hello, Kim Jong Un." Like if he called, is because he likes me. I think he likes me.
Yeah, you're a likable
Whatever.
guy.
Yeah, like to like keep the seek discomfort YOLO kind of vibe a few years ago. So after Burn Halo, I did audition for other bands, and one thing like broke my heart, and so I just quit drums, sold everything. I'm done.
Wow.
And after a while, like after like you have your heartbreak, and after a while you start to like get back to normal, and this and that. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? I always wanted to know what a guitar player feels on stage because I've always been stuck on the drum stool.
Yeah. You're just stuck behind the kit.
Yeah, so I wanted to know what it feels like to run in front of people, like on stage, play guitar, be closer to the ladies or whatever. And
Yeah. Oh, it's fun being able to run around and not being stuck behind a kit.
yeah, and like have the interaction with the crowd and, see their faces closer than just
Yeah.
like a blurry of fog and lights and. So I've always been a huge Rammstein fan.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I got the idea of let's produce a Rammstein tribute band but with all the effects and all the costumes. So then I went nuts, bought like
Yes.
80 party lights, programmed the whole show. Like everything was programmed the same way as Rammstein show.
Hell yeah.
Like we had the huge metal pot for like Mintel or whatever. Like
Wow.
all the props.
Yeah.
But like you could call me and say, "Sonny, come play drums tomorrow in Istanbul or whatever," and you'll be playing this and that, and I'll be like, "Okay, fine, like yeah, let's go." But now it was like a brand new like first time. Like
Hmm.
now I'm playing guitar. I barely know how to understand like the pedals and the sounds. Like even though it's super minimalist, like if there's like something that fucks up, like on drums, it comes out like right away. Okay, this problem, this no problem. I got it. I'll figure it out. Like I know exactly where to go because of
Yeah.
experience.
Hmm.
But now I'm on guitar, so if there's a wire or something
Yeah.
somewhere, I have no clue what I'm doing. Like I shouldn't be doing that. And last show there was 12,000 people, I think. So
Wow.
it lasted basically a year, and then an extra show a year later. And then I pulled the plug and decided to go to Thailand and Asia and Vietnam. And I have no clue what I'm doing next or where I'm going next.
Damn, dude, that's incredible. I mean, I remember seeing some of the pictures, some of the videos from the Rammstein gig that you had, and dude, that I wish I could have seen that. I wish I could have been there. So if you ever bring it back one day, you got to let me know. I will fly out to wherever it is.
Just go see Rammstein. It's gonna be like 10 times, 100 times, a million times better. But yeah, yeah, no, I work my ass off. And when I do something, it's either all in or not at all.
Yeah, that's great.
Dude, I can tell you stories about Burning Hello. Fuck. Wait. Was it with you guys? No. Like, James is incredible. He's a great human being, straight edge, but, never been a problem. He'd buy us beer and, like,
Okay.
yeah, like easy to live with. And I was so afraid the first time I met him. I was like, oh man, he's from 18 Visions. I grew up listening to 18 Visions.
Yeah,
I
same.
love I love Burn Halo. And here I am now playing with James from 18 Visions. And
Yeah.
like so it was kind of like surreal. But one night was my turn to drive because we everybody had 4 hour shifts.
Hmm.
So everybody like 4 hours was like a tank of gas. So each time it's a brand new tank of gas, it's basically 4 hours.
Yeah. Fair.
Everybody switch up. So it's my time and it's like 1 a.m. Like we loaded the trailer at 11 and the dude's already done like after 2 hours, but he drove 2 hours in the morning and like, dude,
Okay.
guys, it's not safe. Like I'm exhausted. Like it's really not safe. So James like gets up, is like, "You sure? You sure you don't want to drive?" And everybody's like, "Sonny, you should just shut the fuck up and drive."
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, "No, I'm exhausted. It's not safe for anybody. Like if I crash the fucking van, we're not."
Yeah.
James like, "It's all right. It's all right, man. I'll drive." And everybody's like, "Dude, Sonny, you should drive. You should drive." And but
Uh-oh.
like I'm the new guy. Like okay, here I am now, the weak link in the band, but I really was exhausted. So James did his drive. The next day I'm talking to like two girls, and then he shows up and is like, "Oh, so how's your piece and this and that?" Like I'm like, "Okay, I get it. Putting salt on my game. I
Hmm.
didn't drive last night. Whatever. It's okay. I'll survive." Those girl, well, one of them followed me back to like the room, but we had a cottage. Like one of the band members had a cottage near San Francisco. So we were heading to the cottage, and I invited that girl because I'm single and I could.
Yeah,
So I
as you
bring
do.
that girl, and I'm like running into a room and like, yes, I have a bedroom, perfect. So we get in the bed and we're like cuddling and this, and James walks in with a chair. I'm like, dude, what are you doing? It's like, oh, you guys are so cute. I can't stop watching you. I'm like, ah, dude. It's like I put the blanket on top of like our heads and we're like kissing here and there. I take the blanket off. His face is like literally like 2 inch, like just staring at me. He's like, oh, this is so exciting. This is so beautiful. And I'm like, ah, okay. There's no chance anything is happening tonight. All right,
No.
I got it. I learned my lesson. It lasted for like a week of like stuff like that. But the next time I learned and I shut
Yeah.
up and I drove.
It's all in good fun.
Yeah. Just,
Oh man.
you take the blanket off and you're like, okay, he has to be gone. It's been like, 20 minutes or
Yeah.
whatever. No, his face is still right there, looking, staring at you. You're like, oh, James he's a legend.
Yeah, James from 18 Visions is definitely a legend.
Yeah.
18 Visions is legendary. I mean, that band was just absolutely fucking incredible.
Yeah, like you could tell like it wasn't his first barbecue. Like he's been doing that for so long.
Oh yeah.
So to be like guys like that was incredible. And like the first show I did, were you there with Hell or High Water?
Yeah,
Yeah, but
I think so.
it's Brendan from Atreyu, like opening up,
Yes, that's right.
and in my head, it like I couldn't process that because I'd go and see Atreyu in Montreal and all that,
Right.
and Atreyu's huge, and here I am now joining Burn Halo, and I see the drummer from Atreyu sitting at the merch table of a band called Hell or High Water, and I'm
Hmm.
like, oh shit, that's the drummer from Atreyu. Like, what is he doing here? Oh, well, he's opening for us. I'm like, no, like that makes no sense. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way he's opening with like this kid from Montreal, Canada, who goes and watch Atreyu in like arenas and shit.
Yeah.
Now he's like in the States, and the drummer from Atreyu's opening for me. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'd never think it
Yeah.
did, but like
That's
I was like,
incredible.
yeah. So yeah, we spent a few weeks with them, and yeah, great band. Go look them up. Hell
Yeah.
or High Water.
Yeah. Hell or High Water is awesome. I mean, they definitely don't sound exactly like Atreyu by any means, but they're still an absolutely incredible band.
No, you can tell by the voice. You're like, okay, that's the classic Atreyu vocal,
Yeah.
like the clean vocal, and it's badass tunes. But yeah, for me, I was in shock. Like, what the fuck is he doing here?
Yeah. When it's one of, the bands that you grew up seeing and now they're opening for you, I mean, that's a different kind of mind fuck.
Yeah, you're like, in the first place, you're mind fucked that he's there. Then he's playing, but before you, so then you're even more fucked. And you're like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, anyways,
Yeah, it's like what in the twilight zone did I just walk into here?
yeah,
Well, I mean, you've been in all of these bands. I mean, where and how can people listen to you? What's the best place that we could send people to really catch that Sonny vibe, Sonny on drums? Like any good recordings or I mean, I know you've got the YouTube. And
yeah,
I've definitely been showing people the YouTube stuff.
yeah, there's plenty of YouTube videos. Like kind of forgot about the YouTube thing.
Okay.
For a while, like I was really active posting videos each week and all
Yeah.
that. So there is a lot of stuff on YouTube. So I'd recommend directly to YouTube or
What's the link for the YouTube, Sonny?
it's Sonny on drums. But if you just write Sonny Tremblay, you'll find a bunch of stuff. The hockey player guy, that's not me. Just so everybody knows.
Well, if people want to send you a message to hire you, what's the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Most of the time it's Sonny on drums or Sonny Tremblay. Yeah, who knows where I'll be in a year.
Yeah, who knows? Hot damn, everyone. That was one hell of a ride. Thank you so fucking much, Sonny, for sharing some strange with us today. That was most entertaining and maybe even a little incriminating at times, but we wouldn't have it any other way. There you have it, folks. That was Sonny from Blessed by a Broken Heart, Burn Halo, Blind Witness, and soon to be everything. Stay tuned for more strange and unusual true tales from tour, only on the Hesh Files. We'll catch you on the flip side.